Right, good evening everyone on the chat or his watching on the live stream. Nice to see you nice. It's Moz here. What's Moz here from Moz6510 Models. We're a channel dedicated to help you become a better scale modeler. Coffee just to keep me going. It's 8 o'clock in the UK. It's been a bit of a dry day down here in the southwest. But hopefully we can crack on and do some chat about models. I will be at one point in the chat switching over to my computer. So I just want to go through Airfix's new bundles. But first off, we'll get rid of this. I've finished the glider now. I'm not happy with it. I'm going to... Now, there's a saying that I've always tried to appreciate, which is there is never a failure. Change that word to lesson and learn from it. And I've learnt a few that vintage kits aren't the easiest. Vintage decals are crap. I wouldn't even attempt to worry too much about that. And also, sometimes Tamiya paints and Airfix varnishes just don't work. So yeah, I built it all. It's all put together now. I've taken off the masco from the glass. It's an all right kit. It looks okay. Now there was a reaction because as you can see there, the paint has come off with the varnish. I don't know what happened there, but it looks like. But you know, I can weather it. I'm going to weather this anyway before I put it on in my stash out the way. So yeah, it looks, it's not the best job in the world for paint wise, but it is what it is. We can have have the same issues whenever we do vintage kits, but the idea is just to build these vintage kits just for the crack that it wasn't all that easy back in the day. But other than that, I'd say the build itself was I'm quite happy with. It's just the finish on it, and I kind of rushed it at the end. I put the skids on the bottom, the wheels there, but you know the decals seem to have done all right. They've gone in. The deco fix worked, or shall I say the Mr. Mark fit was has worked quite well. You can see it how it's gone and like blended into the scheme. It's got the 3 on the side. I didn't have any J's, but yeah. Other than that, it's to me it's finished now. I'm not going to do any more on it, and it's a lesson. This one's a lesson build. This one, and honestly, I'm if you're gonna brush, use a brush. If you're gonna airbrush, use an airbrush, but don't do both. All right, just I've learnt, I just was having a little play with it, and it didn't quite work. I put the canopy on. Oh yeah, I'll tell you what I've forgotten to do is actually do the colours on the canopy. I forgot to do that. I did dip this in gloss, Humbro clear gloss varnish, and that did bring it up because it was very scratchy. And there's not a lot of scratch in there, you can see now. But yeah, oh look at that. There's a, and also one other thing is that what I should have done was used this crystal clear to put the glass on, and not cheated by using just the cement, because when I took the masco off, it actually pulled one of the glass. Which one is it? One of the glass. Oh yeah, that one there. The glass has been gone in. Unfortunately, it's actually fallen in. So, but yeah, other than that, that's a model that I finished now, and so we move on. My next vintage kit, I'm going to be doing a Matchbox. Oh, but just have a quick look in the chat before we go on. Monkey Puzzle View coffee. I'd have a beer. Look forward to the show, Moss. Thanks very much there, Monkey Puzzle View. Subscribe to these people if they've got channels. Subscribe. It's always good to see people sharing the love, and other people will build models differently, or their life is different, and vlogs, and it's good to see inside somebody else's world. Baggies TMD, good evening, mate. I'm glad you're on watching tonight, mate, because I'm going to show you something later. I've been filming something that you showed me, and I'm doing a review on it, and hopefully the editing will be done by tomorrow night. So anyway, back to the Grumman Hellcat. This is going to be the next kit I've built. I've already started it. I filmed bits of it, but I haven't. One of the things I find is that people say, why don't you do full builds on your channel? Do you know how much effort and time that goes into filming doing a complete build. It is absolutely. I started building it doing a time lapse on my phone, and most of the time my arm was over the camera because I'm reaching for this and doing that. I need to find a better camera, instead of using my iPhone and this here, which is a brilliant Logitech Brio 4K webcam. I need to actually do it so I've got like a DSLR that I can have in the corner, zoomed right into here, into this area, and see me build the model. Because doing it the other way, I'm always in the way, the camera's in the way, you know, it's just an absolute nightmare. So give me time. There will be a time when I'll do a complete model. But what I'd love to do is get 3 or 4 other model kit builders to burn in. So we got 4 of us, and we all build a model. We'll have like a 2-hour live stream, and we all build a model, and you can watch whichever box you want to, and see the live build happening. That would be absolutely brilliant. So baggies, or model minutes, or anyone who does build kits wants to do that, then PM me, or message me. My email address is on YouTube. Email me, we'll get together and we'll sign us up. I'll use my software here, and then we'll all link in, and then we can all see how we're building a model. I think we'll go in either with Google Hangouts. Google Hangouts is quite good, and we can actually start and try and build a model, you know, and watch, and people can watch like a 2-hour or 4-hour special of building a model right the way from scratch all the way to even painting it, and that way we can then build a little community if that's what people want. Okay, that's where I see it anyway. But yeah, there's quite a few out there that do enjoy building models, and we all have our own particular way of building models. So this model came, as I said, I started filming it and it was crap, so we'll take that to one side. I'll just show you the instructions with Matchbox. Are exploded view obviously on a lot of it. It's the basic, you know, pilot seat, pilot in the seat, and that's it for the cockpit. Engine is basically one complete part and a surround, and then you put the prop on, which I haven't glued in. So I want to just what I'm going to do is just try and push him right in, and just see if I can get him to make it spin. Okay, then you put the fuselage together and everything else. Quite interesting. I'll get to here now. This is how far I've got with it so far. Is this at the back is, you wouldn't believe how hard it is. You can see I just put a one coat. I did a one coat pilot on this one, so I just covered it in 168, Humber 168, just to give him some sort of, you know, feel, and just let the blue come through because the pilot was in blue. But the wheel at the back here moves, and trying to get there's little nubs there, and you're trying to get the little nubs in so that this can actually come up or down, so you can decide whether you have it down or you can glue it so it's upright. You know, that's quite good. But what a nightmare trying to put this together. And this is how far I got with it last night, because I just sort of pull this one out and start building it. That's as far as I got. And honestly, now that it's in there, I just got to put the engine in, and the surround, place them in there, and then it goes, and then just glue that in, and then do the wings, do the undercarriage, and then paint it. You know, that's the sort of thing I'm going to be doing. We're just going back, but this one's going to be hand brush paint, because I want to build it as if somebody built it in 1973 when this kit was first released. It even says inside it's a Lesney production 1973, so you can show how old the kit is. But the other thing was, because I got it second hand. Have I got it here? Yes, I'll just move over here to the left. I think it's this one here. The guy said that it didn't come with the original decals, so he sent me this to colour it in. You know, so I'm going to do this one here, which is the JV 144 120 1839 Squadron FAA HMS Indomitable, April 1945. That's the one I'm doing. And then, so you've got all the decals here, nice fresh decals on this one, no crappy old ones. Thanks for Baggy's TMD for doing his video on decals. I've watched it, and I still learnt something from watching Baggy's, and I think he's right. I'm going to have to get some of that special decal paint or glue to give the old decals a bit of a clean up, to protect them before you put them on the plane. So this is basically how I'm going to do it. do it these sort of shades. So I've got extra dark sea grey, dark slate grey, sky, black, white and orange yellow, which is what the orange yellow is for the end of the prop, the black for the prop. But yeah, other than that, as you can see, quite, you know, there's a dark sea grey, and then you're using dark slate grey. Okay, so you've got like two sort of shade of grey, and then that is sky underneath, and 1, 2, 3. There's a few decals there to put in, or decals to put in, so I'm not too worried. But yeah, that's the scheme I'm going for this very much. So anyway, any questions in the chat? Anything you want to talk about? Which will be good. And we can, you know, I might build some more of that later. So I'll just put this down because I want to show you. Baggy's had this on his channel. He did a review on it, and basically it's for painting and doing bits on a plane and to give it a bit more stability. So it comes with little cardboard arms, and as you can see, it just said, so wing is for wings, W for wings, F for the fuselage, and you put them in position where you want them to do your plane. So I don't think, in all honesty, whoops, it's only good for 172 or 144. I think what it's for is like for the 148 scale, and you know, and bigger planes. But yeah, so I found this a little bit difficult to use, so I'm going to put the F there for fuselage, and then I need, what I've also done is I found that they were quite slippery. So what I did, I got some of this, what they call foam wrap, and it's what you get on your televisions when you get it, or from any sort of electronics that you buy. You get this sort of foam stuff. It's brilliant for packing with, and I put this on here just to give it a little bit of staying power. So one there, that goes in, and you put your wings on there, and I need the larger F, so I'll put the F about there, and that's quite staying. It's a little bit, maybe a little bit, it's a, yeah, so I've got a longer one. I have got a longer one, but it hasn't got any packing on it, so try that one. That is pretty good for if you want to put your decals on. You can work with it, you know, there's not too much movement there, you know, it's quite sturdy. The only thing I thought is that you've got this back end, unless if you've got a toast, you know, a tail sitter, that might be a problem. You turn it around and you do it from the back end. What it should have been really is a cross. I think a cross would have been a little bit better, but I've done a video on it. I'm going to review this. It's all coming out hopefully by tomorrow if I've got time to do it in the daytime. Baggies, TND, tell you what, your work here is damn slightly tidier than mine. I don't think if you actually blew out my work, it looked terrible. But I try and keep as much of it. The paints are in one area. Everything I need is all here, and that tray is what I basically keep most of it together with, and I can move it around. It's on the tray. Say for instance, I want to do work here. I have got software actually on my computer now, which I can like link up my iPhone to my spray booth. So maybe next time I'll link up the spray booth at the same time, so you can see me build the model, then go out to the spray booth to see me paint or spray. But I try and keep my sprays and my paints together as much as possible. Let me just turn the angle of the camera slightly and just put them down a little bit. That should be enough. Let's have a look. Yeah, that's looking pretty good. But yeah, so once you get used to using it, it's brilliant. Done a Hawk, Vampire, Hunter, Swift, all on it, even the World War II prop planes. Fair enough, mate. I went big. Now, this is a really old kit, and I can't even remember building this, right? But it's proper old. You know, it's like a proper glider. This is, you know, this is mega. I can't even remember what it is, but I remember Steve Gibbons was on the chat, and he was talking about how crap the Hellcat glue was. You can see the Hellcat glue there. It's just, you know, it's like super glue. That's what the residue was. I remember building it. But yeah, so here it comes. So I thought, would this fit on there? And if you go over to here and spread it a little bit. So put this one here. Put this one over there. and balance it. Is it this way it balanced? That's right. I move this one to, let's get the other one there. Is it that one? Yeah, that's it. Look at that. That is quite good. And it's only gravity that's keeping it on there, if you see what I mean. You know, it's a pretty good piece of kit, and it's only a tenner. From a website called, if I got the, because I even print off the instructions just for the crack. It's a company called EBMA, ebmahobby.co.uk. They're on there. They even have extra long pieces, so you can do really big ones. And I think Baggies has got that add-on with it as well. So, yeah, it's good. It's a good bit of kit, easy to construct. As I said, I've done the whole video on it, so you'll be able to see. I've glued it in using good old-fashioned no more nails, which is what I used to use for doing canopies with, but it's a little bit old now. It's starting to get a bit watery, but anyway, it's waterproof. I've done a video on it. I'll release it tomorrow. I've glued it all in. That's not moving. It's not. And also with this, it actually does expand the MDF slightly. So, but that is absolutely solid. You will not move that. And having all these pieces here, you got WW, that's them. And then you've got fuselage bits there as well. And that's it. So you got a few. I am missing one of these. I don't know what I've done with it, where I've put it to, but it's somewhere in my room because I was using it to take pictures with and I can't find it now. But, you know, by and by, there you go. So that's that done. So I've done a review on this kit, and to store it all away, all you do is just put them in here. So what I tend to do is put the fuselage bits down here, like so. This is the only way you're going to store it, unless you put it in a pot somewhere. Fuselage in there, and then put the wings in here, and I'll store it like this. But I do recommend using this because it does give it a bit more grip. And I'll have to find that other picture. I've looked everywhere for that little piece of W and I can't find it anywhere. As I said, I took pictures of it, but there you go. That's it. You put that away for when you need it. When it comes in like little its own little sprues, and the tolerances are just so tight. I'm so impressed by this. I wonder if there's a way of getting a laser cutter and doing it all yourself, but you know. Baggy says you can get taller wing and fuselage pieces for the bigger planes. Yeah, I saw that on the website, but I only bought that because you said, mate, and I was quite impressed with it. I really, really was. With that, definitely. So what was I going to do was I was going to get my tray back here, and let's move this one out of the way. I always love that. The decal did go in quite well, but it took a lot of work to get that decal in there because it's massive. It takes up the whole plane. I was quite impressed when I got that one done, in my past days. So, right, back on the tray. What time is it? It's 20 past. Well, let's do a little bit more on this model tonight. Bit of coffee needed. Now the thing about the Matchbox ones, they only actually come with 2 sprues, so everything's all quite complete. There's not a lot there to actually have to worry about. So let's have a little nose what we've got to do next. So what we'll do with the instructions, there they are. Let's move this one over a little tad. There, that's better. Right, so at the moment now, it's saying fit the canopy. Well, I'm not going to fit the canopy yet, not a chance. So number 3, I've done that. That's number 4. Number 5 is to put the wings on, 10 and 11. So they are quite basic kits. I think all the fun is nowadays we get worried too much about what we don't see in a kit than what we actually see on the outside. So we'll get the little things out, give them a cut there, coolio, and then here there's that one, number 1, and then number 2. What's the other one to? Am I going batter here? Am I going a bit batty here, or have I lost a piece? There's that and that. I'm going a bit batty. Where's that? Let's have a look. There should be a bag here with extra bits in. Oh, like I said to you, we're all amateurs here, mate. We're all amateurs. It's not that one, not that one. There it is. So there's the other piece. Hi Island RC Duke, how are you? How's your channel going? Did you put a video up the other day? Was it you put a video up that I haven't got around to watching it? When you put a video up, I tend to put them in me watch later. As soon as it comes through, I click watch later and I'll watch it later, like, you know. So yeah, that's not looking too bad. I need a knife. Let's get this bad boy in. Do the fuse. I'm going to do the get a little clean. I'm going to do the canopy last because I'll dip that in that. I'm so impressed with that clear coat. You dump that in there and just let it dry. It makes it look like glass. It's incredible stuff. Really, really good stuff. And every time I do it, it always fascinates me. So, 2 bits in. So you got top, you got bottoms. You'll give that a bit of a clean up there. Little nub there. Take that little nub off. That's it. A bit more. On the side whips. Any questions if you want to talk about in the modelling world, give me a shout in the comments, in the chat, in the live chat. And I'll have a little chat with yous. Just scraping off that little bit there. That's not too bad. So, fat and fat should go in. Look, oh, it's a bit loose. Try the other side. It's quite loose. Is it going to go in straight? Needs a bit of a. Oh, it needs a bit of a clean up there. Always dry fit first. That's cool. Take that down a little bit. And just in there a little bit. Just cut that down. Try and clean them out. That's better. That should go in quite straight now, shouldn't it? Yeah, that's pretty good. So we get the old Tamiya out. Put a nice wodge in there. And then on here. Did I see Mr. Ravenscroft in the chat? I did. Hello, hello David, how are you? So just hold that for a couple of seconds while that. You need to make sure he's straight. He's a bit upwards actually. I want him to come down a bit. I want him to be as straight as we can. That'll do. And just leave that there. I'll just put a little dash in the groove there. In there, that's perfect. And there. Go around here. It's amazing how quick this stuff dries. That's perfect. Make sure he's straight. He's pretty straight to me. Is that pretty straight to you? Yeah, we'll just leave that to dry a minute. Bit of air. Actually dropped a bit now. Try and make sure he stays straight. And there. Sprue Fascination channel. So true about the full build videos. Yeah, it really is. It is such hard work. It is really hard work. So there you go. That's pretty well straight. Actually, if I bit of blue tack, just push him down there. Hold it. That's cool. Yeah. Time to smash some decals out on his vampire. On this vampire, you're doing decals, are you tonight, baggies? Good luck. It's not an old kit, is it? But yeah, you know, when I first started building a channel and I was doing a lot of review videos, people were saying, "Why don't you? If you really are a good channel, then why don't you show yourself building one? And it is, and I've 3 times I've tried to build one from scratch, and the filming of it is just a nightmare. And then because you can spend up to 2 weeks building a model, you've got 2 weeks worth of footage, and it's 10 minutes here, 20 minutes there, half an hour there. Because sometimes when I personally have 3 or 4 kits on the go. As you know, I'm in the process of building that egg plane, which is in the spray booth now. But unfortunately, I've run out of perfect plastic putty, and there's a few gaps in there that I just want to fill in, because when I sprayed it, there were some gaps I did not see, and that's the beauty of when you put a prime coat on a plane. You can see some of the issues that you have on the plane. Do not diss giving it a good prime. I'm on about getting some Mr. Surfacer primer, the 1500 grit. That normally would have filled in those gaps, but I don't have any. So what I'm going to do is get some perfect plastic putty, fill it in, wash it down, wash out the excess, and then give it one more coat of primer over those little bits I've had to fill in. And then, but then, you're trying to film it, it just doesn't, it is a nightmare. Unless you really are focused in what you're doing, there's no point. So that's pretty much there now, I think, that one. So we need to get the other one done. I'll put him down there, and we'll just have a quick check, make sure that's all cleaned out in there, because that's where there was a little bit of flash, so it wasn't touching. That's pretty much there. I'll put that back over there so I don't cut myself. Practice what you preach, Moz. And that there, and we'll put that, turn him around, push him in there. Make sure that's a pretty good fit. It's quite loose. It's not a tight fit. It's quite a loose fit, unfortunately. So you're gonna have to be careful with this one. Been watching a lot of YouTube building stuff. Can someone tell me why people use marker pens, knives on, say, a bare car shell? And also, what is the best grade of paper to use between paint coats? Now, that is a good question. That is a really good question. Yeah, there's one person I know who you should ask, David, and that is Raymond on that forum that we're part of. Yeah, he's the best guy to ask that question for cars. Right, just give that a bit of a coat over there. Put that one around there, and finish up. Viaduct Central Model Railway. Nice of you to join in the chat. How are you? How's your trains going? Good channel to subscribe to if you're into your trains. Is Viaduct Central. Got a few videos on there. That is stuck quite nicely, actually. That is very, very straight. Actually, if I just lift it up just slightly, there you go. I think that's almost spot on, isn't it? That is very good. I'll just give the edge and I'll go through the gap very closely. I know when people use marker pens, it's a bit of a fad, really, to keep some of the detail blending through to the paint, isn't it? I know a lot of people who've built the new Airfix Hellcat, is it? That they spray all the ribs so that the ribs show through a lot clearer. So whether they do that on the cars as well, but with grit, I would say 1500. Yeah, yeah. Go ask Raymond before he goes on a rant about something. But yeah, he actually that's come apart there. I'll give that a bit more. I think that's what it is. It's just to highlight underside. It's just a way of doing some pre-shading with the marker pen. But you can definitely get some really, get some. Let's close that one up again. Is that really? That's good. Let's close that one up. So they're pretty much done now. I'm going to put that there. Let that dry. Yeah, using marker pens as a way of shading. Yeah, I think that's what it is. In my stash, I've got this from Tamiya. It says $2.99, right? It's a lie. It wasn't $2.99. By the time I paid postage on it, it was about £6. The P400, 600, 1000. And this is good stuff because it's clog resistant. The Chinese are saying here, you know, I don't really understand Chinese, but it does. That's the sort of finishing that you want in between. You just want to finally, basically, you just want enough to, you know, just think of it like painting a door, innit? You paint the door, and if you've got a little run, you rub that run off, don't you? You just want enough to give it a slight key, so the next load of paintwork takes in. But I personally don't sand down between coats, because I think there's enough bite there in the in the um, in the in the paint itself that it's going to adhere to the one underneath anyway. Unless you're doing gloss, but tend to not really. You know, yeah, there's all sorts you can use, but yeah, I would suggest P1000, P1500. That's pretty good. I've seen very weak paint they use for bringing out joints in the doors, bonnets, and making the engine look a bit oily. Yeah, that's a wash more. A wash is what they use mostly. Um, I've got some here. See the panel line stuff here. That's what I use to go in all the nooks and the crannies, and it just kind of blows it out. But Humbro, which is what I'm going to start using a bit more, they do a black wash, which is really good, but you've got to use a gloss coat on the car or on the vehicle, because that's what helps it, you know, go into the grooves. My next purchase is going to be Flory Models' Flory Wash, because apparently that's extremely good as well. Now that's all coming together nicely there. I'm quite happy with that. I'm quite happy with the top there. We'll need a bit of a clean up with the. I might get the flexi file on that. If you've not owned a flexi file, I recommend them. The beauty about the flexi file is that it actually bends. So when you're doing curves, it bends with the curve, so you don't leave yourself any flat points. This is quite an aggressive. It's too. I think it's like about 400 on this one. It's a little bit aggressive, but it bends. Can you see that in the camera there? If I do that, and that's pretty much. That's almost there. But if you're doing a lot of fuselages, I recommend getting a flexi file. They're about £14, I think. They really are a good bit of kit, because what you do is you can change the grades. I've got quite a few grades in my thing. So here you go. I got this, and basically it's like two little pins. I reckon you can make your own if you got a decent jig, and just screw some nails in, and you can make your own. They say you can make your own, but I've never done that. I've always bought flexifile ones. But you kind of squeeze them together, so you got a bit, and it just unhooks through the pin if you can get it off. Saying that, and it unhooks there. Come on, it comes. There's one, and then you've got the grey is fine, the tan, and the red is ultra fine. So you got your different colours here. That's quite fine. That's fine. That's a bit more fine, I think. And the black is the coarse one, which is, I've run out of black. But the red is so fine, it's like paper. I'll get it out of the bag. Come on. The red is almost, it's hardly, you just hardly feel any grit to it. But if I put this on here, like so, and whether you're left or right-handed, you put it on so that the abrasive is underneath. So if you're right-handed, and then see that there, if I go over it with the red, I'm hoping it'll make it shine. Whoops. But you can see the bend, and if you want a bend to be a bit more, all you do is squeeze on the flexi file for the bend. So you do that, you get more of a bend, you see. And that is so smooth now. I reckon if I wet it, you see that it's so smooth there now. It's like it's almost like, because what you then do is get your Flory Models buffer, and you buff over that. And see that now? It should gleam in the light. And that's how I, so that there, I would do that up and down the fuselage here to make sure that's pretty glued in now. And it is, I'm pretty happy with that anyway. And that's how you do it. See that it's nice and smooth now, so you know. Oh, there's a little jib there, but yeah, that's how you do it. I may put a little bit of work in there, but that's how this stuff works. It is fantastic. If you haven't got a flexi file, I recommend it. So anyway, let's get this one, because I don't want to use the extra file. I always keep the come on, out you come. It's a real swine to get off. There's one. So if you're doing a lot of if you are doing a lot of fuselages, I recommend investing in some flexi file. And it says it on the tin, flexi file. So that goes that way. Goes in there. Squeeze. Oh, these are a bit tight, these. Once they come on off a few times. Come on, there you go. And there you are, back to the thing. So that will go over there. I'll rub this all down, make it all nice and fresh. So there we go. Look at that. Yeah. Shall I put the engine on? No, I'm going to do the engine because I want to do a bit of work to the engine. I want to just put I want to spray this all silver, and I want to go in with some panel line in there just to give it a bit of different texture. Actually, I could yeah, I might put it in the spray booth. I've got about 2 things to do in the spray booth tomorrow to make it look, so I've got, to do it all in one hit is good. Yeah, and then there's the undercarriage. There's the wings there, which I'll attempt to do tomorrow as well. So the wings are in 2 parts. Just looking at the wings there. While they've got little stubs there and they haven't got anything here, I assume that goes in there. And oh yeah, maybe just trying to work out how it goes. I see how it goes now. Yeah, okay, fair enough. I suppose the wings are in 2 parts because of that, because you want to do the undercarriage as well. Yeah, so 3 parts of the wing, so you've got the outline of the undercarriage. So those 2 pins are probably for these 2 pins here to go in there, I think. Yeah, well anyway, we'll look at that when I start building some more tomorrow of it. So yeah, marvellous. I am going to go and switch over to my Mac now, and let's just have a look on the Airfix website and just see what people think of that over there. We'll swap cameras, see if that works. Give me 2 secs. And hopefully you should be hearing me now on the Mac. I've got the Airfix website up because I'm actually quite impressed with the idea of the packs that they're now giving out. So hopefully we can go back and it will load. It's taking a bit longer to load. You can all hear me now, I guess, on the on this Mac. So on their website today, it came up yesterday actually, but I had a good look at it today, a good gander today, about the Airfix's new bundles. So I think there's 3 or 4 in all. There's 4 that I can see. You've got the World War II classics, the tank starter, the 1 to 48 wonders, and the get started pack. Now, a couple of things. These are a ton, all but a penny. They are £100 each. Okay, so I think that's a little bit too rich. I do. By the way, if the volume's a bit loud, let me know and I can adjust the volume and stuff. But I'm using a different mic altogether now, so hopefully you can hear me okay. On this, just need some basic tools. Yes, but don't buy the Humbro basic tool pack because the cutters in there are shockingly shite. So I've done a review on cutters and they're quite bad. So if I suggest this one here, a get started pack 4, I'm just going to, let's click on it and let's get it open. There's a couple of things that I thought was quite interesting. Now, so what you get in the set is you get the D-Day Sea Assault, which is the beach diorama base. You get the LCVP Higgins boat. You get a Willys MBG with the trailer and the gun, and you get a load of US infantry. Okay, and then on the other side you get the D-Day Air Assault, which is I think British. So you get the airfield diorama base, the Hawker Typhoon plane, the Bedford MWD, and the standard light utility. You get a BSA motorcycle in there as well, do you? I never knew that. Crumbs. That's good. If they got the BSA motorcycle in it, because that motorcycle, you can paint it to, you don't have to be military, you can paint it to, I've got a C15 somewhere, an old kit of a C15. And on, it's rare as hell. Which one is it? In my stash here. Yeah, I've got the BSA C15, and it's yeah, it's all right. I'll do an unboxing on this one as well. I wanted to know is what the decal. I don't think there's decals in it, which is the problem. I need to get the decals for it. But yeah, hi Chance NW. Thanks for joining us in the chat. But yeah, I think this set here. If I was going to recommend any set, it would be this one, and I'll tell you the reason why. This set comes with the acrylic paint. I think getting a model kit builder on acrylics is one of the best things you can do. That's how I see it anyway. This comes with the acrylics. I'm just if I click on it, can I get it bigger? Oh yeah, so anyway, it comes with the Humbro workstation, which is the workstation that I use. I highly recommend that workstation. It's a very, very good workstation indeed. I recommend that to anyone if they needed, you know, they wanted something. They haven't got a desk, but they can sit at the chair while the missus is watching the Coronation Street EastEnders, or shall I call it the soap opera triangle? You know, and you could pick up the tray, and the tray fits nice in your hand. Can I click to expand? There you go. Is that better? Can you see that? So you get all this with it. If I just trying to zoom in a bit more. But so you get the motorbike with that D-Day Air Assault. What I need to do is find out what the price is on the kit separate. These are not available at the moment, by the way, but I just thought it was a really good idea from Airfix to bring out this kit. But this is the only kit I think that's only got the acrylic paints, and so the paints come in. So this set here is 99 quid. The tool set, they look like they've upgraded the cutters, but I'm going to order the new tool set. When I'm going to order this, I'm going to order this kit just for the crack. Order this one and just see what it's like, that new tool set. I think $99.99, so it's a ton, or but a penny, to buy this. I think it's a little bit too rich for somebody they're calling it a starter set. Why don't they just get rid of that catalogue? Because the catalogue's 9 quid, if anyone's money anyway, and bring the price down to $85.99. I think they'll be on to a winner. I really do. But, you know, and also I don't think you could get this in the shop. I think this is only Airfix website online, which unfortunately is a bit of a kick in the teeth for the shops, because I think that those D-Day Air Assault and D-Day Sea Assault, they must be 30 quid each, easy, if you bought them separately. I don't know how much they are. Can somebody have a look if they can? Just see how much of the price of the D-Day Air Assault is. I can't remember the price. What they are. But that's 100 quid. That's the first one. So you get the bundle contains two 1 to 72 scale D-Day assault sets. Are they 1 to 72 or the vehicles 1 to 76 or the figures? I'm pretty sure the Wiley's Jeep is a 76. There's not much in it, I know. It's at a 0.4 in it of a size, but yeah. So there's that one. So it's the AO. I'm really keen now to find out what the price is. The workstation's not a bad price. Right, Airfix. And it's the A50157A. 50157A. Go, let's have a look, see what it's selling for online. 50 it is. Just delete that. 5. I should have looked this up before I came on here, really, so I do apologise. 157. Let's have a look what sort of price they are. It's a gift set. Amazon, what sort of price are they on Amazon? But anyway, you know, it's currently unavailable, so there's no price. I don't know how much they have. Somebody can tell me in the chat how much they. Yeah, looking on Hannants now. Both around 30 quid. So there's 60 quid. The actual the Humbro workstation must be around 25, but then you've got to buy the mat separate, which is another 8 quid in it or something like that. But you don't have to buy. See, mine is green, not red, and that's because I bought mine for pennies from Hobbycraft. So there's value in it, and you get all the paints with it as well. But I just still think £99 too rich. So that's the first one. And get rid of that catalogue. You don't need the catalogue.
I didn't get that.
Oh no, you wouldn't. That's Siri going off. So yeah, I don't get that. So let's go back to the other one. So you got the Get Started pack, which is good. It's got everything you need. Let's just go back to the 148 Wonders. So we click on this one. Oh, shut up. Let me just put Siri off. It's getting on my nerves now. So on the Wonder Pack, which is 148, you get, let's click to expand. So you get the Hawker Hurricane Mark 1 Tropical, which is a good kit. You get the North American Mustang Mark 4 or the P51. Yeah. So that's not a bad kit. So you get them two kits together. But it comes with the enamels. And I don't think you would want people to start off with enamels. I think doing acrylic is a better choice. But, you know, what you got there? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 at £2 a pot. So there's 18 quid worth of paint. And then you get the brushes as well. The Evoco brushes are very good. I think they would have been better off putting the flat brushes on, the purple ones. I think they would have been the better choice. I've got my brushes here. Where are they? That one there. I think they would have been better off with... Yeah. Actually, yeah, I think they would have been better off with the flat brushes, which is green. The Evoca one is natural hair, so they are good for enamel, and they've got that point to the end of them. I don't know if I can get close enough with the thing. So yeah, and they come with both types of cement, the poly cement and the applicator one. But they're not available. I don't think the Humbro applicator one is available on their website anyway. But if they had done these enamel ones in acrylic with dropper bottles, I think that would have been better. That's just my own opinion. But oh, you've got three types of. You've got liquid poly, you've got poly cement, and you've got that one there. That's interesting. They're giving you all three glues. That's very interesting. Decal fix, clear fix, and thinners. Okay. Interesting. Remember, these aren't available yet, so hopefully they'll be out in the next couple of weeks. Yeah, saw that chance. So yeah, Dave beat you to the punch on that one. So there's that one. That's the 148 Wonders. Pretty good idea. These are good ideas. You know, Umbro have got, you know, and Airfix have got to up their game. Now the Stark tank, which says pack number 3, which is the tank start. So you get 130. Let's see. I've got that one there. That was $27.99. So they're both. So there's $27.99. But you get a lot more paint with this one. I said click to expand. 1, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13. So that's 26 quid's worth of paint. So say 26. That's 51. 78 quid. Then you get the weathering powders with them. You get one set of brushes, and you get the glue, and that damn catalogue again, and that's another 100 quid. So yeah, that's a little bit different, but see, you don't need decal fix really on that because there isn't hardly any decals on them, is there? It's or decals. Enamels are better for large surface brush painting as they settle better. I think it's easier to get a good finish, but a set like that needs filler and masking very good shout. Filler. And Umbro do a filler, don't they? I haven't got any, but yeah, because that's what they should put in the box when they send out that Avro Vulcan. You know, you buy the kit and you buy 3 lots of filler to go with it. Luckily, that's all changing at the end of the year. Hopefully, they'll release that new Vulcan. So yeah, you've got this tank starter kit there, which is quite good. Not a bad little price, 99, and you get a lot of paint with that. But yeah, going back to the enamels, yeah, I understand that. But with enamels, you know, there's a lot of mess involved. With acrylics, is you clean with water. And this one doesn't come with any thinners either. And you have to thin down enamel paint. It is a little bit too thick. And then it takes days for it to glue, to dry. So, yeah. So tank 3. And then if we go back then to the final one, which is, I've gone 1 to 4, 4, 3, 2, 1. So back to the first one, which is the World War II, the classics. Let's click on that one. Now this is the sort of kit I would probably buy just for the crack, like, you know, just expand the picture. You get 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 19 paints for this one, all enamel again. And basically you've got 2 RAF. So yeah, so basically you're only getting, would have been nice, you get 2 RAF. Is it 3 RAF? Was that just you get American, Curtis, I can't see that. Yeah, Curtis, Grumman. But you only got 1 German. Wouldn't have been better off to have 3 like Spitfire. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just thinking out loud here. So yeah, you've got this 5 there to build. What are they? 9 quid each, 9.99. I think the starter sets are 9.99, aren't they? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And with them, you also get. Oh, hang on, that's closer. Go back. That's it. Right. You get your thinners, your poly cement, and your the other glue. You know, your precision glue, and you know, what is it? 4 brushes to a pack, 8 brushes. You know, yeah. So that's a nice little set. Yeah, nice little set that. So all these here are basically 100 quid a pop, and the item codes are like A9999, A9998, A9997, and A996. So that's the product codes for them. They're all on pre-order at the moment. same as a lot of it is at the moment, or pre-order. That's what I'm waiting for, is that Grumman Wildcat and the Mitsubishi Zero dogfight. And what also would be nice is if they used to do a Battle of Britain of a kit like this with the 5 planes, and they also had a stand. Do you remember that stand, like the 5-arm stand? I don't think I have a picture of it. I think there was one on eBay that was sold, but there's like 5 stands. It looked quite good. Battle of Britain one. If they put that stand in with that kit, that would have been brilliant. But yeah, I think that's something new from Airfix, which is pretty funky, pretty good. I just think it's a little tad too rich, and I think you can only get them from the Airfix website. I've not known anyone say any different on, you know, whether they're going to have them in their shop or not. Chance of right, ideal set would be Spitfire Hurricane, BF 109, JU 87, and a Messerschmitt 110. Yeah, I think that's a really good lineup. That's a really good lineup. Yeah, I like that very much. Yeah, the 87 there. Did they re-release that recently? Because at the moment the re-releases have just been English planes, isn't it? I don't think they've done any. Oh no, they did that that MiG, didn't they? The Freshco MiG. They did that one, because I did a review on that one, because that looks like a really good kit that's in my stash to build. Nothing else. That was just what came through on the workbench today. The Bugatti, I've got that on pre-order. I've got a small beginner set on pre-order as well, because I'm interested on how that fits together. I've already done that one that came a few months back. I did that I-Pace quick build. That was really fun to build, believe it or not, and I enjoy it. If you want to go look for that just look for I-Pace E-Trophy model on there, and you'll see my review and my build on it. Just ignore, there's one, if you can find out where I put the decal wrong or the sticker wrong on the car, just let me know, because I put that was the first sticker I put on, and I put it on wrong. The Top Gun ones are all pre-order. Basically, they're just, you know, we you know, it's a good idea because Top Gun comes out in the summer. That's just going to have, you know, new decals. It's an old one. There's the MiG, the Lightning. It's on pre-order as well. I've got it on pre-order, and I've got the Ford Raptor on pre-order as well. A lot of pre-orders there, isn't there? You know, and nobody seems to know anything about the dates or times when there was a new Stuka recently. When was that? I can't remember. Stuka. Let's have a look, shall we? See if it's on their shop. Oh, there you go. Yeah. 148, 172, and there's a dogfight double. That's the Messerschmitt one, isn't it? See, that's on pre. They're bringing that one back out again, as well as a vintage kit, the Henschel HH123A. I might have to do that one there now. There was a new stuff. Yes, yeah. So that's it. Marvelous. Anyway, it's now 21. Well, it's 21:01 on my computer. I'm going to call it a night. Thank you very much for joining me. I will hopefully be back tomorrow to do more on that Matchbox kit. I'm going to try and do some spray work on the eggplant, and hopefully everything else will be all mustered for tomorrow. Thanks for joining me. If you like what you see, please like the video. If you've not subscribed before, please subscribe. When I do the live streams, it'd be nice to get a bit of a community together. So if you are able to share it with other model builders, let me know, and just put it out there. That'd be brilliant if you can do that. And really, I've got not much more else to say than have a fantastic evening. Carry on what you're doing, enjoy the modelling, and I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.